Okay, welcome back. Last time we ran, you had negotiated a way out of the Cloud Giantess Countess's castle with a bronze dragon ally. In return, she gives you information about where to find the fire giant Duke Zalto, and bequeathed you some gifts, including some treasure and an enchanted greatsword that Creek seemed to be very interested in.
Huge.
Endeavor is a more accurate term.
And currently, you are now gently floating down to the ground with the wounded dragon laughing and crying hysterically at his newfound freedom, saying, "Thank you, thank you."
He's not screaming as loud as he was before, was he?
No. His yells of pain are now filled with roars of glee. He says, "I've forgotten what it feels like to have the wind stretch out my wings.
I wonder where
Truly,
you locked
have
up.
earned a friend for life."
I mean,
Glad to
yes,
hear
of
it.
course.
I'm
Let's
still
not
holding a
dwell.
little bit of a grudge about that whole splatting, but sure, whatever.
Speaking of, real quick, now that we're floating down, we can divvy up a bit of this. 1250 gold each and 125 platinum each.
Okay.
And
The
then-
dragon eyes you and says, "Is that treasure?"
No.
How awfully
Um,
nice of the Countess to give you treasure. Honestly, I would have preferred to sink my teeth in her, but perhaps discretion being the better part of valor. I was never very good at that.
Yes, just let's count our blessings. We were able to escape with information.
Is that what you're calling that money? Blessings? I call it blessings
One
too.
blessing,
I surely do like
two
treasure.
blessings.
You don't say.
and, sorry, 125 platinum each.
I mean, unless we're about, like, out of character, I'm saying this. Unless we're about to give him a cut. But quite honestly, as a player, I feel like the dragon didn't really accomplish much besides almost killing Shao. He did knock
Yeah.
the Cloud Giantess on her ass, but
Also, how much gold was it? 1200?
1250, assuming we're doing a four-way split. But we do need to figure this out. Are we going to give him some?
He's not asking.
He's implying. It'd be rude not to, give him a piece. I mean, if he wants the platinum bracelet, I'd be fine with giving him one of the bracelets if that's what he wants, just like something shiny.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
actually,
I got no problem with that.
was there anything else magical besides the greatsword, obviously, or is it just
No. Everything
Okay.
else is mundane, but valuable.
Yep, we still also have a gold pendant necklace and
It's like
diamond
diamond-encrusted
diadem.
diadem and 4
There's,
platinum
like,
bracelets? It's on
gems
the
in
right.
there.
Honestly, if it's diamond-encrusted,
Oh, and
that's
those
like...
little spears.
Yeah, those are pretty nice. I mean, if someone wants mine, they can have it. I'd offer it to the dragon, but that might be in bad taste considering what
Yeah.
other mithril spears were used for.
Uh-huh.
Unless he wants to destroy it. Maybe that'll help him, feel
Get
better.
some closure.
Yeah. I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna ask him.
I
but-
think putting that up as a suggestion isn't a bad move. Like, hey, here are these mithril things. You can melt them if you want to. You can hoard them if you want to. World's your oyster, my dude.
Let's not.
We figure out
Yeah.
how to increase the size to giant size.
I don't think
That
so.
would be a lot more mithril. For him to
I think
melt.
it was more of they just had mithril spears our size they used as like toothpicks or something.
Those are very fancy toothpicks, but sure.
They're very fancy giants.
They're extra as fuck. They have a cloud in the sky. Or that castle in the sky, rather.
But yeah, I'll give him a sack filled with some treasure of like 200 of my gold, just because I don't think I can actually carry 1200 gold without crushing myself.
Okay.
If anyone else
Well-
wants to donate. Because he is
How
giving us a
much?
ride here. I'm giving him about 200 gold.
Sure. Yeah, I can do that.
As will I.
Fine.
Okay, so we cobble together a sack of about 800 gold.
Well, you'll put it near the dragon's face, and he'll gingerly put the sack in his mouth and tuck it between his back teeth and said, "Oh, I've never had a hoard before. This will surely be the centerpiece of a great dragon treasure. Thank you."
I'm sure it'll look wonderful.
You're
I'll
floating.
whisper to Creek. $20 says, or 20 gold says that he loses it within the next 3 days.
Although, if you're storing it in your mouth, I wonder if you could make it into a projectile weapon with that repulsion breath. Turns out coins are quite dangerous.
You know what? No, he's so unlucky. I'm fairly sure he's gonna swallow it.
Yeah, maybe, but
You're floating, and you're floating, and you're floating.
and then we get ballista.
How far, like,
You
horizontally
are
are we going?
not wrong, as a ballista flies nearly. Oh, well, not nearly. Let's see. Roll on this. I have to find its spot. There. Okay. Whew, as a ballista bolt barely zips past the dragon's neck and flies out to the ground. He says, "What the? I thought we had a deal with those giants." As he turns around,
Is it the Cloud Giant City firing at
It's
us?
the
or-
cultist, isn't
Yeah, it's the
it?
cultist.
you all
isn't
look
it?
up and you see a familiar airship trailing you.
Fire the flare! Fire the goddamn flare!
Or blow
We
the
have a
horn.
flare?
It was a horn to blow, wasn't
Was
it?
it a
Oh,
horn?
yeah.
I thought it was a flare.
It was a horn.
Oh,
I'll
well,
blow
blow
the
the horn.
All right, with a tweet, you blow the shrill horn, and then another ballista goes super wide as it looks like a last minute course correction was made.
Not
Dragon
upward
says,
towards
"Is
the.
this? Are we popping a balloon today?"
No,
not
No,
today.
no, that's one of ours.
This is
Doyle.
all just a horrible misunderstanding. Also, I just realized something. I'm going to kind of sidle my way away from his hearing and be like, this is not a good situation with the cross dragons.
Look, as long as everything aligns, or as they assume it aligns with their goals, I'm sure we can come to an understanding.
The dragon says, "What should I do? Do you want me to get to the ground, or?"
Ground would be nice.
Let's land for now.
Landing's
That's a good idea. I could barely fly with this wound.
I was
in
gonna
my
say,
weight
I don't
anyway.
think you can
Yeah.
actually fly, so.
Well, I could give it a shot. Does he?
Don't
No.
say
No, we're good.
All right, no barrel roll.
I'd like to sleep first before dying.
The airship will trail you for about 3 minutes as you make your way slowly to the ground, and upon landing, the dragon kind of just collapses and suns himself, spreading his wingspan wide on the grass, and he kind of nuzzles the earth, going, "It feels so soft."
I think the clouds would. Never mind. Let's not go there.
He was in a dungeon made. of
Settle
snow.
down, Rapunzel.
The airship will maintain its position in the sky, but it will lower the ladder. It's about 40 feet up in the air.
Yeah, we'll
You can
wave
see
them
the
down
cultists
and
aiming the ballista at the dragon, and the leader has like a confused look on her face.
I will give the universal no sign, waving my arms back and forth in front of me.
He's
Roll
giving the fire
dexterity.
sign.
I was at a dex.
Because you're using your hands. Okay. You pretty much just use the NATO phonetic alphabet to say "don't fire" with your hands. The cultist leader kind of gives you a puzzled look, disappears, and 1 minute later, a horse carcass will fall to the ground. And the dragon's like, "Ooh, food."
Well, feel free to tuck in as I start climbing the ladder, muttering under my breath about how good help is so hard to find. They always try and murder you with ballistas.
As well, I mean, if you're going, where were you going?
I'm going to speak with them. I'll be back down in just a bit, just so that there's no
I'll
more
stay with,
understandings. Yes, you all stay
Stay
down
with
here.
Douglas.
Are you sure you want to stay with Felgalas? Because what's about to happen to this horse is going to be horrifying.
Just
gotta
turn
eat.
away.
Nature taking its course.
Yeah, well, okay. As Mateus can ascend the ladder with the sounds of cracking bones and rupturing flesh ringing in his ears as he makes his way up.
Uncivilized. He's not using the horse knife.
When you get to the deck, all of the cultists are kind of looking at you going, and the leader says, "Did you find another dragon to worship?"
No, this just the cloud giant. You remember that horrible screaming?
That was the dragon, wasn't it?
Yes, the cloud giants were torturing a dragon for information. We convinced them that we'd find that information. we ambushed the Countess, and then we escaped after beating her to her knees. And we have a lead on another giant stronghold.
Are you going to find a dragon there as well?
You know, I'm not ruling it out. I'd say no, but with the way our days have been going...
Well, Lord Cloud probably would not like you consorting with other dragons, especially... Is that Felgalos the Unfortunate?
You can tell why he was unfortunate.
Yes, it would be in both of our best interests if you sent him away. He tends to get into the worst situations.
I can tell. Yeah, we'll get...
We'll tell you about the time where he actually flew into Klaus' lair looking for a new home. Boy, that was a busy day.
My God, what are you doing with that horse's head, Felgalos?
Eating it.
Nom, nom, nom,
Is it
nom,
pretty
nom.
clear?
This is the best part. The sweetmeat is inside the eyeballs. Crunch,
Anyways,
crunch,
I
crunch,
will
crunch.
I will work something out. We'll be back up shortly, and we'll be heading to the east soon enough.
Oh yeah, we can just stop by someplace to get these the rest of the stuff sold.
Yeah, we can. But yes, I'll head back down and be like, "Are you finished? It took me what, like 10 minutes?"
You have to look up and say, I have a terrible confession. I forgot the bag of gold was in my mouth when I started
Called
with
it!
this horse.
Yeah, that's
This is why I
fine.
didn't take that deal.
Well, no,
If you
no,
want to retrieve it, point that way away from us before.
No, it'll work its way out.
Maybe.
Don't worry about
All
it.
right, and it's time to leave.
Well, hopefully, I was gonna say hopefully you don't get into any more bad situations, but
Just try to make sure they're not.
there's no
as
reason
bad
that
as
we
the
can't
previous
pray
one.
for his good self-being.
you have to be a realist at some point. But
Nonsense.
I wish you the best. Try to avoid floating cities from now on.
Yeah, but, I mean... Okay, fine. Well,
Just try not to
Well,
get in. as
to me,
bad
let me
of a
ask this,
you're
have
ever,
you been
if
to
you're
any-
ever in trouble, just scream as loud as you can and I'll come flying.
I highly doubt that, but thanks.
I
Worked for
believe
me.
He
That's
might.
my favorite thing to do. Scream
It worked,
really
it worked
loudly.
for me. You guys came after I screamed. Although it did take you guys a couple of weeks.
the sentiment is very much appreciated, my friend.
Well,
For
had a
now,
deal,
just rest
Felgalos.
and recover.
okay, and he will,
But
he
yeah.
won't fly away, but he'll, like, dart into the local
Well, we're about to be
foliage.
resting. Do you guys have any more like healing juice you can give him before we go? I don't know if we're fully tapped from the previous fight.
He
let
says,
me
I'm
see.
fine. They didn't even hit me.
It's true.
hate
He
it.
didn't suffer too much during the battle, and we'd already healed him quite a bit prior.
I
No,
know. but
now
I'm
that I
just
think
thinking,
about it, if he
like,
turns into a halfling, what happens to the gold?
let's not think of these things. If you're gonna ask that, what happens if you eat something while enlarged?
Yeah, like a horse.
I would also like to know what happens there.
The ways of magic
Magic
are
is what happens there, Shal, and magic is what we shall leave it at. Now,
unquestionable
how
and
about we all
inscrutable.
scuttle off?
I like the way that this guy thinks. Let's go up.
You know what happens when you question magic? I start moving my hand up and down in front of my head, showing my height difference.
Do I still have the ball, or does that go back to you after a
It goes
rest?
back after a rest, so for now, but I don't really have any spells to
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of fire off anymore.
I
but-
just want to know the rules as we continue.
yeah, it's once I have full rest, I get it back. But
Right.
until then, whenever I cast a first or higher, you can pass it back, and I roll on the table.
But it sounds like you're
Alright.
about to take a full rest now, so...
Yes, so I figure while we're traveling, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the ship
All right.
and ask who the hell fired that ballista.
What do you know? It's the same guy who keeps shoving you away from the ballista.
To
Your
be
aim is
fair, I
horrible.
mean, just
Like,
take
do
us
you know
to.
how hard it is to fire at a moving dragon?
I don't know. You won't let me try.
That's
Exactly.
right. You may never know. Don't push it.
Let's take us to the map so we can determine our course, please.
That's what I'm gonna do, but I have to drag the map all the way over here.
I wonder how much it costs to get a ballista like that.
Are you seriously going to spend all of your part of the gold on a ballista
Yes.
for a blimp that
Well,
isn't
hear
even
about, hear about, hear
ours?
about. If you could polymorph him into something that keeps his crossbow mastery.
Now I'm just imagining a giant ape wielding a ballista.
Here's the map.
Okay. Okay, so we're in the Evermoors. We could always stop by Everlund. We still have some stuff there, and then we can make our way to Iron Slag, which I believe is where the fire giants were.
That works for me.
Sounds Gucci.
Yeah.
I throw
Okey
Creek
doke.
off the airship.
My noodle arms extend and I stay on.
At 120
Quick, hit him with the
miles.
ballista while he's hanging off.
Nobody fucking lets me.
Yeah, as Shal goes to move the ballista, seemingly out of nowhere. Stop it. You can't even aim the ballista at that kind of an angle. He's still attached to the ship.
We'll find a way. Anyway.
But yeah, it'll take about a day and a half's worth of travel, but you can reach Everland by afternoon.
Excellent. So we're all full up. Remember, I don't know if people have been spending hit dice or anything, but you get half of them back.
Mhm. We haven't really had much of a short rest in a while, have we?
No, I think we usually just go full rest or nothing. There haven't been really situations where we're in too long of a scenario where we need to short rest. Or we have the time to do. That'll hopefully change shortly, but... Oh, you know what I forgot to ask her? How to fix this, and I hold up my staff. She might have known.
Oh, that's a good point.
She seemed like a pretty well-off caster.
Oh, it's a little late for that now.
Well, you never
little
really
bit.
showed the wizard staff on the first meeting.
And I really want to keep it to myself that I'm
That's
having
broken.
issues.
That has impotency problems. But anyway, you can reach Everland. It seems to be similar to Mithril Hall, where people are kind of jam-packed everywhere, but it seems Everland has enough space to accommodate most of the peasantry that have come from the surrounding areas for shelter.
Smells like an on-fire barn in here. Let's go.
Probably because that barn was on fire. Moving on. Where would you like to go in Everland?
Well, first off, we can report what we've learned to the Harpers. I don't know if we sent that report before. I think we sent a message from Mirabar, but we can kind of relay what occurred at the Cloud. Well, we can relay that we rescued Felgalos.
Well, the last time you talked to the Hoppers, you told them that your giant buddy was
That's right. And that was in
Okay,
Mirabar,
yeah.
I think. We
trapped.
sent a
Yeah,
message.
or Mithril Hall. It's Mithril Hall.
Uh-huh.
Was it Mithril?
No, Mirabar. You did go to Mirabar.
That was
Yeah,
Mirabar,
it was the teleportation network.
Yeah, but Harshnag went missing after he collapsed the temple. So that's all they really learned. And then you were going to see if you could run down some leads on some of the giant lords.
Yes.
Running down the lead.
Okay, so while we're in Everland, we'll report what we found out with Felgalos and the Cloud Giant Countess. And if they know anything about the...
I'm assuming you're going to the Moongleam Tower. That's where
Yes.
the Harpers are? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can find out anything they know about Iron Slag, if that's possible.
Well, this news is important enough to summon the Moon Lord. So he will, Daviana Yelranis, she will appear as you regale your tale, and she will nod and say, "We were wondering what was causing all that screaming, but as you can see, we were hardly equipped to mount an expedition out here. There's plenty of people who need shelter as it is."
Of course.
Yes, we've noticed the mass...
Oh, right! There's also dozens of those Tressums over here, and they look for you and go, "Coin? Coin?"
Sure, I'll toss them each a gold coin. How many are there?
Dozens of them.
How many are there?
48.
Alright, I toss each of them a single gold coin. 62 minus 48.
Master, bring coin. You have now gained 48 Tressum followers.
Fly, my pretties!
Dun,
And
dun,
as you
dun, 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 dun,
throw all
dun.
these gold, the handful of apprentice mages look around and go, "Coin?"
Ha! Nice try.
Aw, and they'll
You're
dejectedly
not
walk away.
nearly as...
As
I don't know
house
where
cat
I'm...
like.
Yeah. I mean...
They're house cats that can fly, so that begs the question: do they have wings, or they just hover ominously?
I think they have wings. They look like, from what I understand, they look like the Gala cats from
Well, they
Final
do have
Fantasy.
wings. They're kind of like sphinxes,
Yeah.
but tiny. Kind of like the hover ominously, like a mage hand is just constantly teleporting them.
Just hand on the back of the neck.
Well, I'm just imagining just like where you lift a cat from the center, both the front and back just kind of droop down horribly.
Mateus, roll me a charisma check with advantage.
All right. Charisma check or diplomacy?
No charisma. Just
Okay,
flat
just charisma. Sure.
Yeah.
18. Oh no.
All the Tressum starts saying, Master, 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 bring coin.
Oh great.
And the Moon Lord goes, you know that now they only follow your commands, right?
No,
Send
I
out the
didn't.
cats.
Bring me the sack of 50 gold. We'll
My
resolve
first-
this after you leave. Just tell them to stay here.
My first order as your master is follow the Moon Lord as your new master.
They'll all look at the Moon Lord, and the Moon Lord looks, that's even worse.
Weren't they yours?
No, they just live here.
Oh, well, now it's your problem.
You've given me a small legion of tiny feline avian creatures.
Congratulations.
Most people would love that.
How am I going to attend meetings with nearly 50 cats pawing at my knees?
Got any catnip?
You get out of here. You're lucky that you rescued a dragon.
I
By the
mean,
way,
you're
where
not
is
wrong.
this
We are
dragon?
lucky. He darted off into the Evermoors. He says he'll come whenever we scream for help.
Yeah, that sounds like Felgalos the Unlucky. He's a pretty common sight around the Evermoors. He must have some sort of nest nearby. Perhaps we'll try to scout it out at some point. But thank you for rescuing him. Chromatic dragons, or metallic dragons, are rare enough as it is these days, and while not completely wholesome or good, he's definitely not evil, which I think is something we need in this world.
Whatever you do, if you find his lair, don't touch his hoard for your own safety and sanitation.
Not going to ask any further into that, but you were looking for information on the fire giants and Iron Slag?
Yes, we have information from both the Oracle and the Countess on, well, that one was under duress, but that there was a fire giant hold under Iron Slag, and that they were trying to rebuild some type of construct.
Well, we wouldn't know anything about that, but we do have some information you may want to know. Near Iron Slag, there are two dwarven fortresses, Citadel Adbar and Citadel
Belor.
Yes. Both of them are in kind of a rough shape. The Silver Marches did a huge number on their forces, and they wouldn't be much help for anybody if you asked for aid. However, I mention it because they were established because those fire giants have some sort of a forge, some sort of a large building construct that's built atop of this, or built underneath what looks like a yak folk village. But
Yes, that gels with the information we've received.
What their intentions are with the yak folk, we're not sure. Perhaps the yak folk are so small the giants tolerate their presence on top. Who knows?
Or they're just emergency supplies. We've seen a fire giant eat a troll, so I wouldn't put it past them.
Terrifying.
Yes, it was.
And it's still not the worst thing we've seen.
But because, even though Adbar and Belbar are in a recovery state, showing this may be, you may be able to get some sort of help from them, whatever they could spare, and she'll hand you a writ sealed with the Harper's seal.
Excellent.
And it's written on parchment that bears Everland's signatures on the bottom of their lords. It says the Silver Marches tend to separate people from the Lord's Alliance, but Everland is now apart from that treaty, and so are the Citadels. Maybe they'll find interest in a town that's not bound by that law.
Okay, that will be most helpful.
Hmm.
And that's all for a report on our end. I see that, have there been any more incursions into the area? I know that there is quite a bit of movement.
No, in the past few days, it seems that the Giants' attacks are starting to abate. Whether that's a good thing or not, we're not sure. It could just mean that whatever the fire giants were looking for, they found it. So you best hurry out to Iron Slag and see what you can find.
Certainly. In the meantime, though, I am off to the shops, as it has been several weeks, and I am severely low on high society juice.
Indeed. It seems you're low in etiquette as well. I recommend going to an academy.
I need-
carry this mage to the academy.
I'll just shrug and lean backward.
as dozens and dozens of cats pile upon you. They all try to lift but cannot. They go, Master, this one very heavy, very tall. I was being sarcastic.
Yeah, you're gonna have to learn to
Just
not
go.
be. You're gonna have to learn to be very direct with them.
Yes.
And now I'm
Thank
gonna
you
boogie on
so
out of here
much.
before she realizes she could do the same thing to me, and we'll just play ping pong with 50 Tresem.
She's calculating if they get 48 attacks in one turn. But yes, you can
got
take care of
it. But yes, we'll go to the shops and see if we can find anything interesting and sell anything interesting.
All right. What kind of shops are you looking for?
First, I'm going to a money changer to turn this 1,000 gold into, 100 platinum, so I'm not at 101 weight.
Uh-huh.
Okay. There is a bank. The bank is currently quite busy as merchants and refugees are throwing sacks at each other and yelling to convert silver to gold. They're like, buy 800 bars of silver.
Invest
in
in copper.
platinum.
Buy 12 big bags
Waffles,
of
tasty
trash.
waffles with lots of syrup.
But you roll me an intelligence.
Uh-oh.
Is that everyone or?
Oh my god.
All right. You're able to deftly navigate and find one of the few tellers who isn't actively trying to grab at large sacks. He says with a wary eye, "Yes, sir. Can I help you,
I need you to take care of my large sack.
sir? This is a bank.
Yes, I dropped the sack with 1,000 gold on the table.
That is 1,000. That. What do you want me to do with this?
Platinum, please. Well,
Thank makers. Do you know
you
how much
needed
platinum
gold.
we've been getting? We have a severe gold shortage right now. As he grabs a scale and starts piling gold on top of it. As he starts measuring, he says, "Indeed, that is 1,000 gold. The bank charges 100 gold for this transaction, so we will give you 900 gold pieces and 90 platinum?
90 platinum. That should be fine.
Very well, and he will summarily put the platinum in a sack and hand it to you, and then scoop up 90 gold pieces from the pile and hand that back to you as well.
Wait, what?
And I'll
Why am I getting 90 gold pieces back?
You're getting 90 platinum and 90 gold pieces because he took it. The rest as a fee.
I thought he said it was a 100 gold fee.
Oh, sorry, 900 gold, not 90 gold. Because you would have
Yeah, so
gotten.
he gets 90 platinum back.
Yes. So just 90 platinum.
It'll take. Yeah, it'll take. Sorry, I forgot. Platinum was not 100.
Yeah, it's what's it called?
Yeah, it's
10 per. But
10 per. Yeah, but he'll hand out the correct platinum and he'll shove the gold into a chest where it is immediately withdrawn by other tellers.
Not surprised
Yeah.
on that one, but I'll whisper to everyone else, this exchange rate is ass. If you can hold on to the gold, it might be best.
Yes, I don't think I can hold on to it, and I just barely sort of lift this sack and just slam it on. I'm like, I'll have the same. I have
How are you
1,000
feeling,
gold
Creek?
in the sack.
Now,
Noise is
I
starting
mean,
to
I'm getting a
attract
pretty good
other-
workout here, but
as
other eyes.
he's kind of going for this one, I'll say, we're kind of helping you out on 2 birds, 1 stone with the gold. Is there any way we could have a lesser exchange lesser fee,
me
not
persuasion.
lesser exchange rate?
Roll me persuasion.
Did I roll to assist? Or I don't know if that's a thing. I guess
The teller looks up at you and says, "We understand, but you cannot move the economy, sir. This is a business, not a charity."
Ah,
Well, it's your gold.
yep. And so
it is.
I'll exchange it for the. So it's 1,000 gold for 90.
Yes, 90 platinum.
Okay. Done and done.
He'll throw it in the chest and it's immediately withdrawn.
Oh well, I think that's all we need here.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day, sirs. Thanks for the gold.
Are we
Next.
gonna need to go find a gem crafter?
Maradi,
Yeah.
it was probably a lump sum fee. We could have pooled our gold together to 2,000 and only paid 100 once and kept 95 platinum each.
Well, that's what we get for having
Roll
hindsight.
What would a hindsight be?
Just a
Medicine?
D20.
No, I know what it
Anyway,
is.
You're looking for a gem crafter, right?
survival.
Yeah.
Well, some type of high jewelist.
In fact, you can find many jewelry stores because they're.
Let's
probably
not go to
some of
that
the most-
alchemist we sold the last one to.
That was in Mithril Hall.
Was it? I could have sworn it was Everland. Or maybe, no, Mirabar, I think. One of those 3, damn.
Which alchemist? The
The one we sold the demon
yes,
gem
that was
to.
definitely Mithril Hall because Shao kept saying I want the marking on
No.
the bottles.
Yep.
Think of Mithril Hall as like the communist Costco of the world right now.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure it
well.
wasn't Mithril Hall because I know we
It
didn't
was
go.
from Mithril Hall because we essentially,
At any rate,
leveraged
there are
it
many
out.
jewelry
But yeah.
stores, but almost all of them seem pretty much deserted, as it seems a lot of the energy in the market is coming
It
from
was-
the basic needs.
He was in Mirabar. That's where the demon crystal we sold to.
It's
the
all
alchemist.
fine.
That's
Let's just take care of this. We don't need to
Yeah.
worry too much about it.
Knock, knock, open up.
Real.
A halfling will open the door and say, "Is that a demand? Or we're a business. The sign
Yeah,
says
why
open,
aren't
can
you
come
going in the door, Shao?
I didn't know if it was open or not. It looked pretty empty.
It's a business. Of course they're open.
Can I help you, sir?"
Yes, we have some jewelry we'd like to liquidate.
I'm not buying any more family heirlooms or desperate contraband equipment. We've
What
had
about
way too
this?
much of it
I
go through.
pulled out the diamond-encrusted diadem.
Who am I gonna sell it to? People want food and shoes, not giant diamonds and brooches.
You're more right than you think there, but whatever you say. Well, I mean, it makes sense. This isn't the economy for jewels, but I mean, we can always hold on to it until we need to liquidate. And how large were the diamonds you said? Like fist-sized?
Roll me insight. Shall roll me insight.
Oh,
Sorry, not.
sorry.
not,
Nope.
No. Yeah, you have no idea who else could use a diamond.
Besides the hottie.
But I
rich
do know
people
who
of
might
Mithril
want
Hall.
some mithril spears, so I'll go to a blacksmith.
Okay, the blacksmith is very busy at work. He's crafting horseshoes and nails and all sorts of day-to-day equipment. He's wiping sweat from his brow, and his apprentices' faces are all covered in soot as they work the forge as hot as it can go, blowing air into it with large iron bellows.
Neat.
Huh, I always thought if it was as hot as it could go, it could mess up the iron and steel tempering. Oh, well.
He's working fast. I'm sorry, are you a blacksmith or a noble?
I have many tastes.
He's a noble smith.
I make nobles. But
Is it like any service bell or anything?
I mean,
No, in fact, it's utter chaos. He just seems intent on hammering hot pieces of iron and quenching them in oil, and then going back to his barking orders at the apprentices.
why are we trying to sell to the maker? Usually we'd sell to a general store, wouldn't we? I mean, feel free to go. Maybe he'll buy them, but...
I'll try to whistle really loudly.
Okay, as you whistle really loudly, a couple heads turn, and the blacksmith looks up.
Hi, we got some stuff we might want to sell.
Don't just keep hammering the nails and say, Alfie, this needs to get to the miller right away. We got to work on these horseshoes before those horses run off. Sir, what is it you're trying to sell me?
I'll pull out one of the mithril spears.
He'll stop for a second and he'll say, I mostly deal in iron and steel. That is, I don't really know what I could buy that for. What are you looking to get for it?
Do I know about how much mithril itself costs?
Not really.
Perhaps
It's
we should
definitely
try
more
and
expensive
commission
than
him.
steel or iron.
Are these mithril tipped or just straight up
They're made of
mithril
solid
rods?
mithril.
We could always try and commission him if he has the skills to make a piece of armor out of melting down these mithril spears.
That might work.
I know that would certainly be. a good
Did we
use.
ever end up detecting magic on these things? Or
No,
not?
they were not.
Okay. Well, we got 4 of these things. We were wondering if it would be possible to make armor out of them.
Armor, possibly, but I'm not sure if my forge gets hot enough to melt mithril. We certainly haven't had any need for it over the past several years. You know, we could give it a shot if you're patient, but I have all these orders to fill first. You're certainly not the first ones to ask for a blacksmith today.
How long would it take?
Come back 3 days from now, unless you could help us out in the forge.
I'm probably
You
not
any-
the best for
You any
that.
good at swinging a hammer? That's really all it takes.
Hey, Creek.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm pretty good at swinging swords. Hammer's probably
mean-
not much different.
Because yes, imagine that hammer is a flat-faced sword.
He
And-
used a
Pretty much
bone
there.
club at one point, hammering a
He will-
sword, hammering
he
a
will
skull.
hand you a hammer and he says, "Hit this nail," as he's holding a hot piece of molten metal.
I hit the nail.
Roll strength.
Oh no, this always ends up bad.
13?
Yes, you'll certainly do. If I have him for the rest of today, I could probably get towards your request at the end of it.
Neat.
Done.
Wonderful.
We'll see you later, Creek, and I start walking away.
Okay, bye.
Now,
Well, maybe we should tell him what type of armor we want. First off, if I remember correctly, mithril armor essentially makes it lighter.
yeah, if I remember, you treat that kind of armor as one thing lighter, but
Yeah,
I think you
that
still had
is-
to be proficient in medium armor.
No,
to
so
wear
what it does is essentially it can be worn under normal clothes for a chain shirt or breastplate, and if it normally imposes disadvantage on stealth and has a strength requirement, the mithril version does not. So really, it would be... Is Creek wearing any armor, or is he
Nope.
using barbarian
Creek
resilience?
wouldn't
Or
want
actually, no,
to.
I was. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure I'm not though.
How
I
about
think I'm the
Shao?
only one here who wears armor.
Yeah, what type of
I
armor do
have
you wear, Shao?
some semblance
I wear
of
a
armor, but
chain shirt, I think.
Okay.
I know after that fight I could certainly use some mithril armor. Because otherwise I'm gonna have to start looking for like +2 of what I've got right now, and I know how rare those things can be to come by.
Mm-hmm. That'd be fine, I think. So, whatever you need. I'm ambivalent because I make my own armor.
Mm-hmm.
With magic.
I mean, I could always make the
You're out.
armor for you guys as well,
Getting
because
the
it's...
AC.
What are you looking for?
Actually, while I'm here, I'm also curious how much would it take to make a adamantine tipped crossbow bolts?
Going to laugh and say, I just told you I can't work with I barely work with mithril. You think I can make adamantine?
Would you know
That is
anyone
the
who would?
hardest material known to
Probably
known to
mithril
mankind.
hull.
You would need you would need one of the dwarves' forges.
Hmm.
Hey, Shao,
Yep.
roll me wisdom.
Wisdom.
You know what? I don't think I can actually.
Both Citadel
Where?
Felbar and Citadel Adbar are dwarf fortresses.
Okay, so we can hold off on that for now.
I
Oh.
just realized I don't think I could actually take any of the mithril armor because I think it only comes in medium or heavy variants.
No, light or medium. I think, if I was reading
I'm-
it correctly.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the items that can actually be turned into mithril armor, and I'm just seeing breastplate, chainmail, chain shirt.
Oh, chain shirts are
Half-plate.
medium, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Shao would be the only one if he's wearing a chain shirt then.
Woohoo! I win by default.
If a chain shirt or breastplate can be worn under normal clothes, it normally imposes
might be
disadvantage on
good.
dex stealth or has a strength requirement. The mithril version of the armor doesn't. Medium or heavy, but not hide.
Yep.
Yeah,
It
so do we
makes
just want to
sense.
try and make like a medium breastplate or a medium half plate out of it? And then just ignore the stealth disadvantage on it if you're wearing medium already, Shell?
If it's mithril, it ignores stealth disadvantage.
Exactly, so we
I
should
like
go as
that
high
idea.
as we could.
I
Because he's
just need to
not
check
wearing
to
the
see-
best he can because he stealths
Yeah.
a lot. So if
Half
we can
plate,
get
I want to
it,
say, is the best medium because it's 15 plus dex,
yes.
max
Okay.
2.
That sounds good to me.
And
Alright, well,
Maradi
you're-
will just sort of
Creek-
let out a sigh.
Also,
Creek is
is
still
there-
working at the forge. Creek, are you using your noodly arms?
Does that get me anything? I mean,
No, because
sure,
that
I'll-
increases the distance to hammer.
Well, it's like as he hammers, he goes, "Now quench it." And Creek is like, "Well, that's 5 feet away."
Yeah, that's I can behind that.
The blacksmith is like, "I want to keep you. How much are you worth?"
Are you hiring him or buying him?
he's not for sale.
I mean, if we're gonna sell him to anyone, it's to be hunted by Noanar's hold. I mean, he's our friend.
Yeah, I don't think we would ever sell him to no one.
At any rate, Creek is going to be busy for the rest of the day making blacksmith materials. So, what else would you like to do?
I will take a look at what sundries they have magically wise.
Sundries to magically wise. There is actually a store called Folo's Sundries and Magically Wise Investments.
I don't
How
know if I
convenient.
want to go to Folo's.
I'll go to Polo.
Magical
Folo's also a
investments, that
gnome. and
sounds
he
like
goes,
my bad.
you're a tall one.
My, you're a tall one.
That's about as
Good
rude to say as
God.
you're a short one.
But yes, a gnome with a wizard hat is going to come out and say, "Excuse me, may I help you, sir?"
Yes.
Just to make sure, are we
I'm-
talking like Sorcerer's Apprentice shit here, or like actual wizard hat?
I'm.
Ding,
It's a-
How are
ding,
they both
ding,
not
Creek
wizard
can't
hats?
be reached right now because he's blacksmithing.
Yeah.
Please leave a message and we'll toss it out the
He's
airship.
wearing a really vague yet ambiguous wizard hat.
Yes, I'd like to see what goods you have. And I
Really?
step into his store instead of
Same.
stand outside of it.
Yeah.
Certainly, there really hasn't been much need for magical items, so my stocks are fairly full. What would you like?
What does he have?
You have anything that can make my crossbow shoot better?
They sell pills for that, you know.
Usually that would be a Fletcher's job, sir, if you need a bowstring or something. I can sell you an
They have-
enchanted crossbow.
You don't say.
No,
Yes.
he doesn't.
It's not heavy, though.
I can live with that.
Well, why don't you follow me, sir, as he unveils a +1 crossbow.
Ooh.
You wouldn't happen to have any studded leather armor that's perhaps +2 or so in magical defensive qualities?
Just seriously ask a guy straight up if he has +2 armor.
Hey, buddy.
Wow.
You got any of that plus
The
It's
two?
a magic shop.
The death of RP.
To be fair, I think it's known as +2. Like, there's
Yeah,
no
like-
official name for it.
I
It's
know,
not like
there's nothing
Yeah,
like
like that. I was
superior
like
or magic
struggling
armor.
there.
But like, I always assumed that the plus variants were always like metagamey, so that
yeah,
players
it
knew what they
definitely
were.
feels like it.
Just straight up going, I have a
Just
+2 sword
magically
that makes you
enhanced
sound like a madman.
Padded leather
5
armor
is pretty
of
good
some
about that. Half the magical items are just like sword of sharpness, flame tongue.
Yeah.
sort. Mhm.
Actually, I am curious how much the cost of a +1 crossbow would be.
Oh.
We're getting into some very uncharted territories here.
I think it's actually been. There are rules for it.
I have to read some things. Okay. As well, this crossbow, I could part with it for about 800 gold.
That works.
I may have some. I don't have studded leather, but I have hide armor that fits the bill. If you're interested in that, sir.
I think hide might be too heavy.
Well,
I don't know if you can wear medium.
yeah, medium's too heavy for me, unfortunately.
Let's see what else we may have in here. Let's see here. Oh, you know what, sir? He turns back to Shell. I just remembered. I have 10 +2 bolts I can bundle with your crossbow for an extra 100 gold.
That works.
Will that replace a +1, or are they going to add?
It's a +1 weapon, and then it has a +2 modifier on the ammunition.
I know. I'm just wondering if that's going to end up being a 3, or if he uses the bolts, it'll be 1 extra damage. And
I believe if he
hit.
fires it from a +1 weapon, it'll add.
Okay,
Ooh.
interesting.
Alternatively, I could also use it on the heavy crossbow as well.
Yes, of course.
But that's a pretty damn good deal. So that's 900 gold, you I said?
900 total, and I can get it to you wrapped and out the door today.
Sounds good to me.
Pleasure doing business with you, sir. And for you, yes. Let me see if I can find something for you as he starts throwing around different cloaks, and you see a broom fly out.
Literally
curious about
fly
that
out the
broom.
door. Is that
is it a
is that
light
not
crossbow or a
autonomous
hand crossbow actually? Because I don't think it's just a regular crossbow.
Sorry, was
Is
that
it,
light or hand?
the light crossbow?
Okay.
I'm interested in whatever you have, but I'd also like your opinion on something afterwards.
1 second, sir. I'm finding something for this gentleman here in the with the loot or the mandolin. Ah, how's this? As he pulls out a cloak, says this is a magical cloak of protection.
Ah, that certainly would be up my alley. How much?
I could probably part with this for about 600 gold pieces.
600 gold pieces sounds fair, and I will pay that.
All right, and he hands you. Well, he'll wrap it in a little bit of parchment paper and tie it in a bow, and he'll give it to you as a little package.
No
Alright.
need for that. He'll wear it out.
Just checking. It's 100 gold to 1 platinum, yeah?
No.
Or
10
10
gold.
gold.
10 gold to 1 platinum. So,
Yeah.
okay.
That'd be 60 platinum pieces.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
And yes, the tall sir. What were you asking?
I'm interested in what wares you have, but also I'd like your opinion. Do you know how to fix a drooping staff? That is not a euphemism.
I'm gonna hold up a bottle of unknown liquid and say,
I'll raise an eyebrow and hold my hand out. How much?
I don't know. Is it for a special occasion? I could be convinced. Are we talking about the same thing? I feel like we're not talking about the same thing.
Probably
I will
not.
hand him money, grab the bottle, and pour it on my staff. It doesn't
Oh.
seem to be working.
Well, that's wand polish. You're supposed to.
It's
rub
certainly
it.
working.
You know what?
It's just not the way you expected.
Are you
I
telling
mean-
it has a practical deficiency?
Yes. It is
And
not
hold it.
holding a charge anymore, and I will hand it over.
Well, it seems to hold a charge just. I see. It only holds 1 charge.
Yes. It's at 1/20th efficiency. Please do not break it. I would have to fish
Yeah,
you out of whatever plane you're in.
He says,
Punished enough
I
for
know
breaking it.
all about wizard staffs of power. I have one in the back, but it's not broken like this one. This is very interesting. I don't know if it's broken so much as it's cursed. I can't quite tell.
Oh,
Exactly
for
what's
fuck's
wrong with
sake.
it.
Wait. I'm a frequent buyer. I can get 10% off.
You're at the wrong place, my friend.
I know, but it's for later. But also cursed. I stare at my hand.
No, I mean not cursed in the bat. Like it just seems like it's not working. Sometimes magic, if it was made carelessly, the magic just doesn't bond as well. I don't think it's malicious. I just think it's defective.
Any way
See.
to fix that deficiency?
Do you
Or
have
defectiveness?
the warranty?
Nah, this was a trade-in.
Fair enough. You gotta stop in with that. They give you these pre-order bonuses, but it really just hurts the industry as a whole. You know, you're not buying it from the wizard who made it. You're just kind of buying it from a subsidiary, and it just kind of the money
I feel
doesn't
like we're
really
getting
go
off
to where it's
topic here.
going.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we even traded a demon gem for it.
What a terrible trade. I could use a demon gem. I mean, yes.
Well, if you like gems.
Real
Are they
quick,
full of
what is
spirits?
the cloak of protection?
Plus,
Plus 1
attunement,
AC, plus 1 saves.
and it
Okay.
needs to be attuned. So, we may be reaching that critical mass of attuned slots soon.
Also, if you like gems, I hold out the gold pendant with the
You like jazz?
fist-sized amethyst.
Sorry, sir. I like things inside the gems, not just the gems themselves.
Oh.
Although that's a pretty sizable diamond. You could probably resurrect somebody with one of those if you knew how.
You don't say. Want to say it
I
for
mean, I do
possibly
say.
Harshnag?
Something to think about, yep.
But yes,
But-
unfortunately, I cannot fix this staff. It's not exactly broken in a way that it's meant to be fixed.
Understandable. It's good to know, though. Thank you for that.
Anything else I can introduce you into my shop?
I'll take a look around, see if there's anything of interest. I don't know what he has.
Let's see here.
Does he have any potions of cure light wounds? Or
You can go to an alchemist
potions
for
of
that, I
cure light?
think.
Yeah, there's an alchemy. There's an alchemist down the street. Well, his healing potions might be running out, but he might have something for you if you're quick.
I'd
better
assume he'd have the higher quality ones because most peasantry can't afford prices of, greater healings and whatnot.
His corpse better have his insignia on it.
Oh, cork. I heard corpse. I was very concerned. Very concerned. But if he has it, I think all of us should carry at least one potion of superior healing.
Yeah.
Just for horrible situations.
Out of curiosity, you wouldn't have anything that would help someone be a bit more stealthy, would you?
No, go ahead. I don't need my item.
Oh.
I'm rolling stuff. See what there is a necklace that catches your eye. Seems to be purposely not showing it to people. It's kind of like on the table, but he's kind of
Hidden it somewhat.
yeah.
I'll take a look, see if I can recognize it.
It looks like a normal pendant. There's a small ruby in the middle. He says, "Oh, has that pendant caught your eye, sir?"
Yes, indeed.
Well, that's a periaptive wound closure.
Interesting. Do I know what that is?
Well, let's say whenever whoever's wearing the pendant stabilizes whenever they're dying, and you seem to heal better when resting.
Interesting. That does sound quite useful. Perhaps not for me, but it would be a good present for one of our companions.
I imagine it would be useful to anyone who adventures. I was just thinking that maybe it could be better used in a town that has a lot of injured people.
Does it require attunement?
Does.
So.
Well, there's other things. There's another. He'll say, "How about this? Would you be interested in a ring of mind shielding?"
Potentially. Again, I don't know what any of these things do because I never really looked into it.
Well, while you're wearing the ring, you're immune to magic that allows other creatures to read your thoughts, determine if you're lying,
Yes.
know your alignment, or know your creature type, and they can only telepathically communicate with you only if you allow it.
Yes,
You can use an
yes, I
action
would
to cause the
absolutely
ring
like
to
it.
become invisible until you use another action to make it visible.
Oh, it's an invisible ring.
If you die while wearing the ring, your soul enters it, unless it already houses a soul. You can remain in the ring or depart for the afterlife. As long as your soul is in the ring, you can telepathically communicate with any creature wearing it.
So it's
What the I want it, but
I'm
what
guessing
the
it's to
fuck?
stop people from getting their soul sucked.
It's like a phylactery, in a way.
A little bit, yeah. I
Except
would
you don't
absolutely like that.
automatically regrow back. You have to be like, hey,
Yeah,
hey,
you have to
resurrect
me.
Give me a body.
But
Okay,
yes,
what
that
did I miss?
sounds-
My internet crapped out on me.
I'm getting a ring that is going to allow me to lie better and also hold my soul. I am
What?
not a lich, I promise.
What?
Ring is rather special. I could probably part with it for about 800 gold.
I will happily pay that price. I'll give him 80 platinum.
All right, and you'll hand you the ring on a little cushion.
I don't know. Did this require
Please
attunement?
don't put it on and try to lie to me. We just made it.
Well, okay, it's magic lying, I think. Well,
no,
magic
tell
lying.
lies.
Non-magic lying.
But no, I mean, it requires attunement. Unless I sit here for an hour staring at it.
Yeah.
But yes, I won't wear it now, obviously. I have more scruples than that to put on a mind shielding ring in front of the person who sold it to me. That's about as bad as counting the money.
I'm sorry, what?
But anything else of interest?
I have
don't
one
know.
last thing. If you have money,
What
seems
is
like
it?
you do. Just wrestle it up here.
Is it a live cat?
No,
With wings, potentially?
No thanks, we already
it
have
is a
48 of
belt.
those. Ooh.
Oh dear.
This is very rare, and the last person who had it did not part with it willingly. I will admit.
Is it the belt of dwarven kind we had way back?
No.
Okay.
This one's very different.
Oh.
This is a pretty rare item. I probably wouldn't part with it for anything less than 5,000 gold.
Interesting.
Is
That
a-
is certainly a capstone.
What is it?
It is a belt of fire giant strength.
Holy shit.
Oh my.
What's that do?
It sets your strength to 25.
Wow.
I could gain 17 strength, guys.
You could lift
I could
boulders.
gain 17 strength.
You just walk around and Creek is like, "Where'd you get that belt?" As you flex.
Yeah.
King of the beach.
The only way I could see us
I saw
possibly...
some swole men pass by, and I whispered a feint, awaken my masters. My gains were tripled.
Yeah, the only way I could think we might be able to purchase that is if we get rid of, or if we liquidate those.
We'd have to liquidate and band together all our money, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
But I mean,
It'll
That would
be here
probably
whenever
help.
you want it. I don't usually show this to people unless they're big spenders in my shop.
Good to know.
Flop?
stop.
Out of curiosity,
Don't make
do you
fun of
happen
the
to know
man's
from-
speech
Don't
No,
make
I'm
fun of my
simply
accent.
asking a question.
I'm not from here.
It's now 5,500 gold.
Out of curiosity, would you happen to know anything about the cost of adamantine to weapons?
Adamantine weapons. Not really an industry I work in, but I would say it'd be quite expensive. That metal is very hard to work with. I would say if you want adamantine ammunition, it'd probably cost you hundreds of gold just for a single arrow.
But it'd be an arrow that lasts.
Oh yes, I mean you're likely to break the haft of the arrow before the arrowhead ever breaks.
All right. That's all I really need to know. Thanks.
Okay, well, I think that's, unless he has anything for Shal, because I think Shal didn't.
Oh,
he
yeah,
got
we
the
still need to
crossbow.
check, like, what's going to
Yeah,
happen with the
crossbow.
armor.
Yes, so we can retire for the day, and once a full day's gone by, we'll go pick up Creek from daycare.
Well, it's actually at the end of the day. He said to come back near the end.
Oh, well, we'll do
Creek-
that then.
Creek is at level 2 exhausted. by
Creek,
the
parents
way.
are home. It's time to go home.
You marvel in amazement as the blacksmith forge is entirely empty. He says, "This young thing, I don't know if I should call it a man, has cleared out all of my orders for the day. I will certainly craft you whatever you can, or whatever you want. It's the best of my abilities.
Awesome.
Free of charge."
And I think we decided on a, what was it, a half plate? Mithril
Yep.
half plate?
Right. Okay, let's see what we can do here.
Unless someone can wear full armor.
Nah.
No.
Well, the blacksmith will put one of the spears in his crucible, and he'll try to heat it up as hot as it can go. Pumps and he pumps and he pumps, and the crucible glows red hot as the flames lick over the sides. But the spear seems to retain its shape, and he says, Spear isn't magic by any chance, is it?
I thought
Didn't
it
you guys
wasn't,
say it
but...
wasn't? I thought you guys detected magic on it.
Well, we should just be able to hold it and tell if it's magic.
No, it's magical in the sense that it does change size. So yeah.
Did
I
it?
asked that.
Okay.
Wait, I thought
don't...
it was. I mean,
Indeed,
it
these
changes
spears
size.
seem to be
How is
magic,
it?
and the fact they
Isn't that
change
apparent?
size.
All right, well, that was a bust.
Which is not
Oh,
entirely.
we still have a
If-
favor with the blacksmith, and I
You
didn't
can-
just work the whole day for nothing, right?
If you can dispel the magic, we could probably work with it.
Anyone
You know
got
what
to spell magic?
Do you know what
Oh,
it does?
sorry.
Grow in size.
Yeah, let's move this outside.
Mhm.
So he'll put the spear in the ground, and he'll take a couple steps back. He says, "All right, do your thing."
Did we already get the full rest on our way here?
Yes.
Yeah, you rested on your way over.
Okay.
for me.
Then I'll go ahead and use my 1 a-day dispel magic from the mandolin.
Roll the dispel check.
I believe. Oh yeah. Okay, so it's using. Yeah. So 10 plus or
10
it's
plus
a-
caster stat, I think.
Any spell. Make an ability check using your spellcasting. Okay. got it.
Charisma, yeah.
Yeah, let's just look at that. Skip down the sheet and.
Usually an item will have a dispel as a set roll, wouldn't it?
Ooh.
I'm not sure.
Either way, the mithril spear will start to slowly grow in size until it is shaped for a giant. Obviously, increases its weight several times, but it is mithril. The blacksmith will say, "This is certainly more mithril than I ever thought I'd ever see in my entire life." How many of these
If
spears
you
do you
want,
have?
we can give you some
4
to
of
work
these.
with.
Why don't you keep the rest?
Yeah,
if
I
keep
thought
this
that was
one,
a good
I'll make you
idea.
your armor and
Sounds
I'm
good to
only
me.
able to dispel so much anyhow.
yeah. Let's
Just
see what we can do.
shot in the dark here. You would that's enough mithril to make a half plate and then some, yeah?
Yes, but I don't know if I have the time to make more than one set of armor. What do you want, son?
I actually don't know what I want.
You want a mithril hammer.
I think he just wants the extra mithril.
We have 3 of these, Creek. We can deal with that later.
I mean,
Is there any way that I could apply that to my to this sword? Actually, no. You can't work with magic stuff. Never mind.
You want to mithril the
Scratch
magic
that.
sword?
Mithril,
Oh, I
the
mean,
magic
I was gonna
sword.
bring up the +2 greatsword. No,
Yeah.
first I was gonna do the greatsword I already have, and then I realized, wait, I have a +2 now. But presumably he isn't able to work with magic stuff.
He's
I
gonna
would
look at that
probably know
sword.
this after spending all day in his goddamn smithy.
Yeah, he talks a lot about it, but while he's working, but he'll look at that sword and say, "I've never seen craftsmanship so fine. That is quite a legendary blade if I've ever seen one.
Oh,
Surely I
thanks.
can't do anything to improve it."
yes.
Okay.
Don't worry too much, Creek. In fact, come along. We've got a surprise for you, and I'll lead him to the magic shop.
Bear in
by the
mind that I'm still barely on my feet.
You'll be
He's
feeling
super
Be
really.
renewed, Creek, as you pay witness to this belt that none of us can afford.
Oh yeah, I guess
yet.
let's erase the
Ah,
If
Isn't
we-
it amazing?
Are
If
you,
we
like, taking
pool
him
our
to the display
money-
case and so he could like stare at it and
No, if
Before
we
he leaves, I
pool
just
our
cast
money,
lesser restoration on him. He should have at least 1 exhaustion.
I'm almost positive we could afford it.
I mean, I'm willing to chip in all my money for that, which is.
I'm sure you are. Like
Oh
2,500.
yeah, pretty much. So sorry, just to make sure. Platinum is 10 regular
10
gold,
each.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you haven't
So
spent
that's-
anything, you have 2,500 from
Yes.
the divvying minus the 200
That is
we each
correct.
pulled in.
Plus,
But yeah.
I had a whopping 80 gold prior, so. Or sorry, 30 gold prior for a total of 2,580 80 gold.
I mean,
580.
I would be willing to assist him in purchasing this because this is probably going to be one of the biggest things we could
It's true.
get
yeah.
him.
Single largest investments
Mhm.
in this in this campaign.
I mean, I have a 156 platinum and
I have
gold still,
136 still as well, so if we need 2,500 more, if we each chip in 70 platinum or 700, what is it, like 70 or 80 platinum-ish?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I
about
think
that.
it'd be 80.
I'm willing.
Like 82 or 83.3
It'd be
each.
83.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be willing to pitch that in for him, and then he can just owe us horribly. We own his soul.
You're gonna
Which
try
isn't
to
really
get-
different, but
You're gonna try to steal money from a guy who has the strength of a fire giant.
he has to sleep sometime. And don't worry, I can always perform forced organ arbitrage on him.
I didn't know you had the psychopath tag.
I might.
So yeah, will you guys pull the money and buy the belt?
I'll
Yeah.
pull the money for him.
Shall.
Yeah, I said sure.
Okay.
Well,
I
let's
just wanna make sure that all
Shall
three
you
agree that
mainly use your crossbows and dexterous actions, correct?
Oh yeah,
I wanna
don't
make
worry.
sure
I'm
that
not.
this is...
Too, I'm not a fan of the. Let's give it to Noodly arms. Maybe he'll become tree trunk arms.
Now I'm a jerk, and everybody loves me.
Yes, you will be able to purchase the belt. The shopkeeper says, "Thank you so much. I can feed my family for an indefinite time now."
I'm
I
sure.
hope that this belt brings you great fortune in your travels.
I just realized.
Hooray!
Do you think it's cultural appropriation if we assault the fire giant stronghold wearing a belt of fire giant strength?
I rather like to
Nonsense.
think of it as poetic irony and justice, for that matter.
It's also not a belt of fire giant kind, so you're not going to run into that nugget.
Fair enough. It's just we're
Also,
as
you
strong
have a
as
+7 to your
Yes.
strength.
Yep. I'm gonna edit that in my sheet right now.
What you could probably do is you can drag the
25, you
belt
said,
of fire
correct?
giant strength.
Like add it to your
Sorry,
equipment.
Yeah, into your equipment. Like I was able to
Okay.
drag my oh maybe not. Unless
But,
it's belt of giant strength, comma fire.
Yeah, but I think we'll end it there.
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me.
So it's 3 days for my my half plate.
The blacksmith says come back on the morning. I'm going to work through the night for this one.
Sounds
Creek
good
has
to me.
earned it.
Excellent. Well, I think he's spent all he's earned with this purchase,
Yep.
but
I am out of money completely.
and somehow he's still gonna miss on attacks.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
don't worry.
joking.
I'll
You'll be
roll single-digit
fine.
rolls just for you. However, the existing Roll20 entries don't have that specific belt in it. Unless it's a
You might just be
variant
able to.
belt
You might
of
just be able
giant
to.
strength.
It's just called a belt of giant strength. You might be able to modify it to be fire giant to set your strength to 25. Keep in mind
Actually, Will,
that
Just
you-
in equipment, you can type.
That too, yeah.
Belt of fire giant strength.
it's
and
just it might
modify.
modify it automatically. Like when I pulled the armor bone or the staff of power, it actually modified my saves and AC for me.
Ah.
So if he puts the belt in, it might make his strength 21. Then he can go into the item itself and modify it to 25 instead. And that'll function on all his rolls and everything as well. But that'll be it for tonight. That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty huge even.
Certainly lighten my
Giant even.
That's enough. See you later.
Ba-dum-bum.
So long, folks.